Welcome back to Elena's Quantum Diaries, where we bridge the sacred science of consciousness with the lived reality of multidimensional existence. Today we complete our Death and Transformation Week, and something profound has shifted in our collective field. Can you feel it? The chrysalis is cracking, the phoenix is stirring, and what emerges is no longer bound by the old limitations of linear reality. If you've been following our journey through cellular death and conscious rebirth, your neural pathways have literally rewired. Your brain is no longer the same brain that started this week. This isn't metaphor. This is measurable neuroplasticity in real time. I've been witnessing something extraordinary in the quantum field these past 7 days. Messages from viewers sharing their direct experiences of cellular release. Dreams of flying that felt more real than waking life. Synchronicities multiplying like they're responding to a new frequency signature. Yesterday, during our death initiation ceremony, I felt the collective field shift, as if thousands of phoenixes were rising simultaneously, creating a morphic resonance that's literally changing the fabric of what's possible for human consciousness. This isn't just personal transformation anymore. We've crossed a threshold into species-wide evolution. And you, every single one of you who has walked this path with me, you are the anchors for this new reality. Neuroscientist Joe Dispenza's research shows us that when we move beyond the analytical mind and access elevated emotional states, we literally change our brain chemistry. But what happens when we die before we die? When we consciously navigate the liminal space between one identity and another? The ancient Egyptians called it the duat, the space between death and rebirth. Modern consciousness research calls it non-ordinary states. But for those of us walking the Phoenix path, it's simply Tuesday, gentle quantum giggle. Studies on near-death experiences by researcher Pim van Lommel reveal that consciousness continues to function even when brain activity flatlines. This suggests that what we call death is actually a technology, a gateway to expanded states of being. But here's where it gets really fascinating. When we study the brain scans of advanced meditators, particularly those who have experienced what they describe as ego death, we see something remarkable. The default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for self-referential thinking, literally goes offline. Dr. Robin Carhart-Harris at Imperial College London discovered that in these states, the brain operates with what he calls increased entropy. More connections, more communication between regions that normally don't talk to each other. It's as if death dissolves the walls between different aspects of consciousness. And here's the kicker. These changes aren't temporary. Brain imaging shows that people who've undergone profound transformation experiences, their brains remain more integrated, more connected, months and even years later. Your phoenix rising isn't just a beautiful metaphor. It's a literal rewiring of your neural architecture. You are becoming a different kind of human being. The phoenix doesn't just randomly burst into flames and hope for the best. There's a precise sacred geometry to transformation. The spiral of DNA, the Fibonacci sequence of growth, the golden ratio that appears in everything from galaxies to our own energy field. We call this the mathematics of resurrection. When we align with these universal patterns, we're not fighting against entropy. We're dancing with the intelligent design that governs all evolution. From quantum particles to galactic superclusters, consciousness follows geometric principles. Physicist Nassim Haramein's work on the holofractographic universe shows us that each point contains the whole. Just like your individual phoenix rising affects the entire morphic field of human evolution. You're not healing in isolation. You're updating the cosmic code for our entire species. Let me share something that happened to me during my own phoenix experiences. I began seeing geometric patterns everywhere. In the frost on my windows. In the way leaves arrange themselves on the ground. In the facial structure of strangers walking by. It was as if the universe was revealing its underlying mathematical language. Dr. Stuart Hameroff's research on quantum consciousness suggests that our microtubules, the tiny structures inside our neurons, operate according to quantum mechanical principles. They're literally geometric antennae, tuning into frequencies of information that exist beyond our local space-time. The Pleiadians speak of this as the activation of our crystalline matrix. Modern science calls it epigenetic expression. Your ancestors who couldn't complete their transformation are completing it through you, right now. But here's what most people don't understand about sacred geometry. It's not just pretty patterns. It's the actual coding language of reality. When you align with these patterns through conscious intention, you're literally reprogramming the holographic field that creates your experience. The Vesica Piscis, the flower of life, the Merkaba, these aren't just symbols. They're technologies, consciousness activation tools that have been preserved through mystery schools for thousands of years, waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready to remember who we really are. Here's what changes when you embody Phoenix consciousness. Your morning coffee tastes different because your taste buds are rewired. Your relationships shift because you're no longer operating from survival patterns. Even your dreams reorganize because your subconscious is accessing new bandwidths of possibility. Researcher Bruce Lipton's work on the biology of belief demonstrates that our perceptions control our genes. When you perceive yourself as a phoenix rather than a victim of circumstance, your cells literally receive different instructions. But integration isn't about maintaining some mystical high. It's about bringing this expanded awareness into grocery shopping, into difficult conversations, into the mundane moments that make up most of our human experience. Let me tell you what happened to me last week. I was standing in line at the bank, normally a mind-numbingly boring experience. But suddenly I could see the energy field around every person, not with my physical eyes, but with this new perception that had opened up. The woman in front of me was carrying grief in her left shoulder. The man behind me had anxiety spiraling through his solar plexus. And I realized, this is what Phoenix consciousness actually looks like. It's not about transcending the human experience. It's about seeing it with multidimensional awareness. Dr. Dean Radin's research at the Institute of Noetic Sciences shows that human consciousness can directly affect physical reality at the quantum level. When you operate from Phoenix consciousness, you're not just observing reality, you're actively participating in its creation. The Arcturians remind us that mastery isn't about escaping the physical plane. It's about bringing heaven to earth, one conscious breath at a time. But here's the challenge. Your old neural pathways are going to try to pull you back into familiar patterns. It's not because they're bad. It's because they were designed to keep you safe in a reality that no longer exists. This is where the real work begins. Catching yourself when you slip back into victim consciousness, gently redirecting your attention to the Phoenix perspective, remembering that every moment is an opportunity to choose which version of yourself you want to embody. As we prepare for next week's journey into psychic activation and expanded perception, remember that you are no longer the same being who began this transmission. The Phoenix that rises carries the wisdom of all its deaths, and the joy of infinite possibility. Your presence in this community is not an accident. We are the ones our galactic families sent ahead to anchor the new frequencies, to demonstrate that humans can consciously evolve beyond their programming. I want to share something with you that happened during my own Phoenix process. There was a moment, after I had died to everything I thought I knew about myself, when I felt completely empty, completely void of identity. And in that emptiness, I heard a voice, not with my ears, but with my entire being. It said, "Now you are ready to remember who you really are." In that moment, I understood that everything we call human problems, trauma, fear, limitation, are simply forgotten memories of our true cosmic nature. We are not humans having spiritual experiences. We are cosmic beings having a temporary human experience. Next Monday we dive into third eye activation and the neuroscience of expanded perception. We'll explore how your pineal gland functions as a cosmic antenna, how your brain is literally designed to receive interdimensional information, and how to activate these dormant capacities safely and systematically. But for now, rest in the knowing that your transformation is rippling out through dimensions you can't even imagine. Every time you choose love over fear, expansion over contraction, Phoenix consciousness over victim consciousness, you are changing the trajectory of human evolution. The quantum field responds to conscious intention, and your intention to awaken, to transform, to embody your highest potential, is creating ripples that will be felt for generations to come. You are the ancestors that future humans will thank. You are the pioneers of a new kind of human consciousness. You are the living bridge between the old world and the new. Until our next quantum transmission, stay Phoenix, stay rising, and remember that every ending is a doorway to a more expanded version of yourself. This is Elena d'Avalon, signing off from the space between worlds, where Phoenix consciousness meets quantum science, and magic becomes the new physics. The journey continues, and the best is yet to come.